Beep boop boop beep boop beep boop beep boop.
Hello?
Hey, it's me calling. It's Wonka. I was wondering, do you have any milk?
No, I don't think I do, Wonka. How did you get my number?
This isn't the milk suppliers?
No.
Oh,
no.
Nards!
We actually supply liquid sun. It's when you milk the teat of the sun.
Fuck.
So, I'm sorry.
I must have gotten my notes mixed up.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. Old Willie garfed it again.
Oh, man. Hey, it's addicting stuff, though, you know, once you get stuck on it. The riff-raff, as they call it.
So that's what you call the milk.
Well, that's when
I
the energy drink
WILLY'S
version.
Sweet stuff, which,
Oh.
I was informed probably wasn't right. Or the good thing to do.
I know I'm like low on the food chain here, but I'm gonna agree with that.
Yeah.
Just bro to bro, you know.
Thanks, man.
Hey, you know, anytime. Never call me again though, please.
Gotcha. Got it.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Thank you for respecting my boundaries. Goodbye.
Toodle hoo.
So
I held up my hand like I was talking on the phone the entire time, and I don't know why.
Did.
Because I honestly think if I put it away, I'd forget it was a phone call. But
no, I think I forgot a few.
You know
times
what I mean? I was like, "This is what we're clinging to."
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wonka Watch. Look, we've had our this is our most extended taste of Willy Wonka. They released 2-minute clips, and I'll be honest, guys, I didn't know what was going to happen when I started that phone call, and it's good to know that was my impression of the character based on these 2-minute clips.
Yeah, honestly, you got the little southern twang in there, the voice. It's wild.
Apparently,
it's wild.
I think he'd say narts.
That was interesting. That was an interesting journey.
Came from, but I committed.
I didn't either, but
much like Timothy Chalamet committed to these. Line reads.
I'm really excited for us to kind of dive into this. Highly recommend everybody. We're going to have the links in the description. Go watch it.
But hi, everybody. Welcome to Wonka Watch. This is a podcast where we talk about everything in the world of Wonka. I'm your host, Felicia.
I'm your other host, Elaine.
And Wonka's almost here, and that's why we've been here. 105 episodes.
Woo,
almost at the finish line. And today, we're discussing the clips that have been released of Wonka, because they finally released, like, minute-long clips of the movie, mostly extended things. Then we're also talking about a featurette. That's like behind the scenes, which has a bunch of tiny scenes in it, which, oh ho ho, we will get to.
Bring.
Hello?
Hi, this is the giraffe milk supplier. We found a flash drive in our milk bottle that you returned. I think it's yours.
Thanks. Yeah, that was
I don't know if it still works, but
it'll work. I put some special stuff in there.
Okay, cool. Well, it should be on your doorstep now.
All right. Thanks.
Please never call us again, even
Got
though
it.
I called you.
Toodle hoo.
Thank you for respecting that. Click. Toodle.
And I actually got the flash drive, because that wasn't Timothy Chalamet. That was me pretending to be Timmy Wonka, because I'm such a little prankster.
Are you shitting me?
I know.
Felicia, you're always getting me. Oh my gosh, you goof.
Sometimes you have to go back alley to get your Wonka news, and that's what we did today. Except we didn't.
Ooh.
It's very easy to find Wonka news now, to the point that we don't have time to talk about some things. A lot of my sources have been from the Wonka News Twitter, so if it's been on the Wonka News Twitter, I know about it. I'm just saying that as a blanket statement, but I have to be choosy about what we talk about. For example, we're not going to dive into the Wonka Converse collab, Elaine.
Oh God.
And I just want you to know, it's
honestly,
as shitty as you think it is. It doesn't look good. It looks
honestly
like ass.
Probably already see it.
There's one striped shirt that I think is fine if you're 14, but the rest of it in the garbage. And also, like, if you're buying Wonka merch for the film, really?
Go see it.
Go see
it.
And
then
like,
maybe decide.
Yeah.
But let's, you know.
Let's hold our horses.
Let's wait until we see what's
and we're never going to advocate for buying Wonka merch, even if we think it's the best movie ever made. Just like us as people, it's not going to happen.
We're very happy for you if that's something you enjoy. It's just we feel dead.
Yeah.
And it makes us sad if we personally had to do that. But be happy. Also, find your happy.
I was excited because most of our news recently has been very like businessy, and I think I kind of missed the absurdity of some of our previous Wonka Watch newses. But I did get one headline where I was like, here's that old flavor again, which was an article from Deadline that says, "The Bidens to kick off screening of Wonka for military families."
Whoa.
So Wonka has a presidential endorsement, and it's glad to know.
Wow.
I'm just glad to see exactly where the U.S. like priorities lie, where it's like, no, we will not call for a ceasefire, but we will do a Wonka screening. That's what we need to do, not the other thing that we really should be doing.
Yeah, no, I mean, Felicia, this is gonna like change the world. So like Wonka's gonna bring world.
They're getting
peace.
to see it, so I guess if we really wanted to be Wonka scholars, we should have enlisted in the army and started a family.
Can you imagine us adopting a child and raising it to be our heir and to take over? I just saw that entire life that you just put together. Oh God. Whoa. But that's wild. That's absolutely wild.
We'd have to enlist in the Navy at the Naval Support Activity Hampton Roads.
Oh, okay, that could be fun.
I think it already happened.
I don't know. It was like, the Navy.
Yeah, they're showing it like this weekend, so it already happened. So they got the insider preview.
Well,
do you think Joe Biden would have let us record the Wonka commentary track?
You know what?
No.
If he wants to win his re-election, I think he should have reconsidered his actions. Because that's going to be the thing that changes the entire course of the election.
Okay, do you want the serious thing and then Timothée Chalamet's stupid outfit to kind of balance it out? I feel like that's good.
I like that
sandwich. I feel like I'm making it a rule now because I'll be honest with the audience. The last few weeks of the podcast have felt a little bit like we're doing paperwork. As much as I love it and I love talking about it, sometimes the prep is not so fun recently because there's just a lot to sift through. And I think I'm going to make it a rule that we have one good real piece of important Wonka news and then something fucking stupid. And I am allowed to. That's what we're doing. Doesn't matter what's most important. It matters what's most stupid. That's what we care about.
Exactly. That's the stuff we care about here at Wonka Watch.
But
we're not an official account.
Exactly. We don't need everything. Here's more details. Movie premiere is officially November 28th in London. I think it's fair to say we're not getting the invite.
And honestly, I don't want to go.
And I don't want to go either.
I don't have time.
I'm freed. We're freed from this curse.
I want to eat pizza on my couch.
So this article is genuinely very eye-opening, and I think gets pretty. They're getting less precious about details now, as the movie's getting closer to releasing. So this one is called "How Pure Imagination Became Wonka's Guiding Light" from Entertainment Weekly. And I just pulled some quotes from here. Not only does star Timothée Chalamet perform his own rendition of this power ballad for dreamers as a young version of Roald Dahl's storybook Candyman, but excerpts of the number are sprinkled throughout the entire film. Even the story feels like a reflection of those lyrics first performed on screen by the cinema's original Wonka, Gene Wilder.
Wow.
It is all about the reprise, bitch. We said this.
Boom. Boom.
Paul King said, "There's this great line in the song that really stuck with me. Want to change the world? There's nothing to it. The song had some clues for the story we wanted to tell."
Clues?
Clues.
Wow. Okay. It was predestined. This movie was predestined.
The producer says, "This is a more innocent Willy. His sense of naivety and optimism hasn't yet been corrupted by the chocolate cartel, which is what leads him to lock himself away in the factory," which feels like a big reveal for an Entertainment Weekly article.
Yeah.
And also,
that's
not the way I thought this plot was going to play out.
No, that's kind of, I mean, we knew it would be like a weird, bittersweet ending, but that sounds, and I'm sure it will still have that, but that's really fucking dark.
Well, I mean, this basically tells us what the end of the movie is. So
yeah,
and I mean more later on. Chalamet's Wonka always keeps a chocolate bar on his person, the same kind of treat in which he would one day hide golden tickets, is a physical reminder of his mother, who used to cook up her own chocolatey sweets to always dream big.
How old is that chocolate?
Pocket chocolate, pocket, hot.
Oh, the pocket.
Mushy,
dusty,
slimy,
crusty.
Paul King talks about a bunch of different Roald Dahl inspo. Points to a moment in Wonka which sees the young man tricked by Olivia Colman's Mrs. Scrubbit, who forces him to work off his debt. That whole thing of trapping people in a house is sort of inspired by one of his short stories, the director says of Doll. Another moment sees Willy and his right-hand pal Noodle, Cal Elaine, having a magical flight around the city with balloons, which King says is a bit like the Swan in the Henry Sugar stories. So, again, worth it. I'm glad I watched The Swan. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about because it was the most depressing short I've watched in a long time. All there is that a kid just flies with wings. I'm like, yeah, it is a bit like it in the sense that they're flying. I guess that would be the thing. I hope Noodle hasn't been tried to be murdered 5 times by her peers prior to this, and then
that would not
has
be
her
cute.
bones broken, which is what happens in the movie, in the short. Not bones broken, but like
cute.
ambiguous, almost death. You know, so that feels a little odd.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a bit like the Swan in the sense that there is flight involved. And I do think his short story, The Trapping People in a House, might be talking about the story of the landlady, which the only reason I know that is because I read that in middle school and did not know it was a real doll story until like last year.
Wow.
And it stuck with me. I think it's about a lady who makes some almond tea and it secretly had cyanide in it. Ooh.
Oh, adds that extra kick. You know,
there's a Tales of the Unexpected episode on it, so if we really need to talk about it. This is why I wish they could take a break so we could spend time looking into that one line. Whereas, like, that single line where he says, a house sort of inspired by one of his short stories, that would have been a whole episode for us, and now we don't even have time.
That's so true. That's so true.
All right, big reveal. Chalamet's rendition of Pure Imagination comes at the end of the movie, which King found appropriate. Willy starts the film wanting to fit into somebody else's world, King says. He's very much rejected by that world, so then he realizes that he's going to have to carve his own route forward.
Yep. That's the movie.
Oh, North, I'm going to have to carve my way forward.
Oh, off on a little schooner to go find myself. Eat, pray, love.
This is, I mean,
wow, they really did drop a lot. That's like big nuggets. Unless that's like normal and it just feels huge for us at this, you know what I mean, for movies coming up.
I think it is like, pretty normal for movies coming out, but it feels big for us. But weirdly, I almost have no reaction to it because most of this isn't that crazy to me. It's all kind of stuff
because we already kind of
about.
Predicted it. Like, I was gonna say, like, we kind of already reached these conclusions, so it's nice to
I
know
am
that,
surprised
like,
his sense of naivety hasn't been corrupted by the chocolate cartel, which is what leads himself to lock himself away in the factory. That's crazy. That's
because it suggests they're gonna do something. Well, I mean, I know they still has recipes.
Well, I think they burned down his shop, and then I guess he realizes he can't put back the pieces there
because the fire.
So
that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, and then I have just a bullet point, which is AMC's top hat fixation. Which, okay, so this is, I texted Elaine about this before the show. The official AMC popcorn bucket is like a screen replica of the hat, or I don't know, I think it's for their rewards members. I don't care, but it made me laugh so hard because I'm glad we identified this as the hot bucket item. That's not a phrase.
Yeah.
That it is, you know.
And you put food in it, which is what we said. So.
Yeah, so there's a first one right here in our drop zone. You can just take a look. I just want you to see their replica of the hat. And I will say, they tried, but it doesn't have the wrinkle. And the wrinkle is so distinct that I think if you're gonna do the iconic hat, put a fucking wrinkle on it.
Yeah. It doesn't have the wrinkle. It still has the horrible rim.
I was gonna say the rim is accurate for the worst.
Yes. I mean, honestly, one of our big edits was the vein. They probably were like, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
We're gonna fix this.
It is interesting to see it as just as disconcerting without the vein. I didn't realize how much the rim was honestly, the problem.
It feels weird. I don't know. Also having the rim of the hat to eat out of feels very weird, even though I know we talked about it. It was still gonna be weird. $30 plus tax.
I know. So I'm just glad there isn't an AMC.
Aren't you so sad we won't be going to an AMC?
I know. I'm kind of glad because I was like, legally, we'd have to buy this. Now,
we'd have to fucking buy it.
There's one more thing I want to talk about. So there is a Loungefly AMC exclusive purse.
I never would have accepted.
I put the link down below. And now here's the thing. We talked about a top hat purse. And they really... They really made the worst version of it possible because they have it unzip at the top, but it is a top hat purse, which is a thing we discussed extensively. And also, this looks nothing like his hat, so I don't know what's going on.
It's like a marching band hat. That's what this reminds me of.
Oh yeah, because the back is flat because it's meant to lay against your body. I thought at first they committed to the collapsible top hat purse idea I had. I was very disappointed that they didn't.
$65 plus tax. Holy God, this looks tacky as fuck. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it looks
they added
shit.
like swirly designs, but they're not good. This is something you find at TJ Maxx.
I prefer the movie hat to this hat. I want to be very clear.
Truly, and that's saying something.
And that's coming from Elaine.
Yeah, the golden ticket. You can look at the embroidery on when it says golden ticket, and it's already peeling off. It's already fraying. Wait, is it ironed on? It looks ironed on. Are you zooming in on that? The words golden ticket look like they were just ironed on to the
They kind of do, yeah. This
and
is
then
not
he has
great.
A comb hat on top of the W. It's just a comb.
Oh yeah, that really does. Yeah, that is
W
just
a
a
top
comb.
hat on top of, which I guess this is supposed to be a chain purse is the golden ticket. This is ridiculous.
It's terrible.
Wow.
I just wanted to talk about it. And now we get to talk about Timothée Chalamet's A Deeply Strange Outfit. And we're getting to it before the fashion articles are. So Timothée Chalamet went to visit Hideo Kojima in Japan. Do you know who Hideo Kojima is?
Mm-mm.
He's the guy who made the game Death Stranding. Death Stranding, Metal Gear Solid, they're basically very story-driven, kind of experimental games. He's, reading this off the site, he's regarded as an auteur of video games. So just like very unique, and kind of if he's behind it, it's got a vision. But Death Stranding casted a bunch of actors in the roles with like mocap. So like Norman Reedus of Walking Dead. Which I always think is a fake name and not real, but that is just the guy's name. Which is crazy to me. So yeah, a bunch of just like real actors are in it. So a lot of people are thinking, oh, is Timothée Chalamet going to be in the new Hideo Kojima game? Maybe. But he did wear a deeply strange outfit too. And I just wanted to go and copy and paste and show you this masterpiece of a look. And it's strange because I both think this look is kind of terrible, but also I might wear it, you know?
It's giving King Arthur Knight, but call him Leather Daddy. Actually, I see a lot of this for you. I see the boots, 100%. I see this jacket for you. Maybe
the pants
like,
I'm not sold on.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's in a bit of a chrysalis of a jacket.
Hood.
Well, there's another tweet that gives you more views of the outfit. Yeah, it's a chrysalis of a jacket, which I've said 5 times, but I do stand by it. He's just wearing jeans with it, which seems odd.
That part feels weird.
It's basically a dress with a bunch of belts. But the reason I'm sending you this is because the last photo is just him posing with Paddington in this costume, which feels like he's taking the bear in for custody in some sort of legal sci-fi. But he's like taking a like
this is the weird. I don't know how to react to this photo.
Okay, the thing I hate about this jacket is the brown belt on the side that looks like it came from Francesca's.
And it was free with the outfit. You got it, but you never wear it with the outfit.
Who put this brown belt on this jacket? The rest of it I am down with, but this brown belt is testing me.
It's let's put it out there, tacky.
This is a race car driver off the track who got melted into his tires.
Oh, he's that part of the car wash that does the brush thing.
Yeah.
And he got to be a person for a few hours. Wow. I'm trying to like the facial expression Timmy has in this photo holding Paddington is
looks like he's meeting a celebrity.
Yeah. Like he's bewildered and blown away, but
it looks like he's also potentially holding up his macaroni art project. He also, if he was wearing a different outfit, he would look like a small town sculptor putting this in for the local like art fair, like art club. This is winning at the county fair for sculpture.
Oh yeah,
there's something woodsy. If you take out the jacket, the pose and holding
if
of the
you
bear?
remove the entire outfit and he's holding a bear, it somehow is woodsy now. That's
I'm saying
silly.
The facial expression and the pose. There's something.
You know what it is? I'm offended by the blinds in the background because I hate those kind of blinds. They always fucking break. And I honestly, it looks like he's just in a basic office with fluorescent lighting. And
these are the 2 people who won the Halloween costume contest.
Yes. They thought they were going to be like doing a couple's costume and then they crossed wires and oops. They were like, oh, let's get coats with fun like buckle belts. And so Paddington has his fun little coat. And then Timmy was like, oh shit, I went too hard. Oh no.
Two people take the term casual Friday very differently.
Oh yeah. Wow. How brain scrambling that was.
I just wanted us to have some levity and lighten our lives after looking at
it brought me so
that.
much joy. It was like blowing bubbles.
That felt good. That felt like what we needed. We've been because the thing is I don't ever want to be seen as a Timothée Chalamet defender. I like Timmy Wonka, but I will talk about his shitty brown belt.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't think he cares.
No,
you know?
He doesn't.
We know he listens to this podcast. Hey, Timmy.
Yeah.
It's a brown. Come on, you goof. What
Timothy
are you doing?
You listen to this podcast. Yell narts on TV. Yell narts.
Yell narts. He's
Timothy
just gonna do
Chalamet,
that separately, and we're about
yell
to get like
on Graham Norton. Yell narts. Thank you.
What is this? Us going for Britney's Instagram? What is?
What?
Fans would be like, wear a red dress if you're in trouble, and then she'd wear a red dress in the next like reel or whatever.
I don't think no one would bat an eye if Timothée Chalamet said narts. Everybody like,
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What does narts even mean?
I'm not gonna lie, I've never heard it until you said it. I thought you were doing like nar, and I was like, oh, okay. Narts?
I don't think it's anything. I think I probably picked it up from a McElroy podcast like 5 years ago when I was 13.
Oh, that
don't even
out.
remember.
Do we need
that's
more
than
to make
5
sure
years
it's
ago.
not a slur.
I looked it up. It's
the Association of Resale Professionals.
Yeah.
Wait, that's
narts.
not even narts. Looks, it's all caps like it's an acronym, but then it just says the association.
Of Resale Professionals. Narts. The Association of Resale Professionals. So when he's yelling narts, he's calling for the Association of Resale Professionals.
Wow, this is a wild Google search. Every single link is a totally different take on what narts is. So it's inconclusive. And I'm so excited for us to be added to that SEO pain.
Let's talk about the clips. So the first one we're talking about is Try One, which includes Noodle and Timmy Wonka. And my first note is, woof, Timmy Wonka is nuts. Because
yeah. The voice is just he's so it's like he's already answering before you've finished talking.
Which that does come
like
up later. Yeah. This Wonka has very much decided what he is going to say, regardless of what you answer his question. Like, he predetermines. He has
his script ready to go. He practiced it, and nothing's derailing him. And if you're not going to play with him, he will steamroll over you, and
he will yell,
point.
and he will scream. This Wonka is a yeller.
He will throw the drama. He is theater kid.
Very loud.
That got kicked out at theater camp, you know?
So Noodle reveals she's never had chocolate, and he literally screams at her. And I do have the clip of it here.
Oh, thank God.
And it did make me laugh. I'm not going to lie. A chuckle did escape me.
Yes.
Because it was unexpected.
I'm making chocolate, of course. How do you like it?
I don't know. I've never had any.
You've never had chocolate?
It's so intense.
It's
like
so,
it comes
it's level
in
10.
It's so
I feel like
much,
we're gonna get jump scared a lot
like
by. Yeah, I feel like Timmy Wonka is gonna have a lot of jump scares for us. Reactions, perhaps that could not be expected.
And so this is, I want to talk about Wonka math real quick, because this is a discussion we had. I said a bold statement that I know Timmy Wonka is supposed to be inspired by Gene, but we've seen a lot of Wonkas. And I think if there are two Wonkas that you could combine to get this performance, well, okay, that one was never performed. It was just written in a script. Tonally, the vibe of the Wonkas.
Yeah.
To get this Wonka, I genuinely believe it's like half Christian, half Scott, which I know is crazy to say, but I stand by it. Because that's the thing, is I understand that this character will mellow out with age. But if we're talking at like the level that they're at, the only person who has had close to this level of energy as a Wonka is Christian. I think. Because everybody else plays it pretty subdued, like a subdued intensity. Whereas this is just intense intensity. There is no...
Yeah.
This Wonka is the only Wonka who'd be like, oh my god, the Invisible Mage is such a good idea. I need the Invisible Maze right now. Like...
Yeah. Well, I think the Scott Wonka is what like balances out, because Scott Wonka doesn't seem to have any evil intentions. He's just like tired and trying to get through fucking life. And I think that tones down
And
the like
he's the only one who seems to have
semi-evilness of
any
Christian
emotional
Wonka.
capacity.
Yes, yeah. And I think it's fun and silly. It does come off a bit much sometimes, but like you said, I did get a giggle out of it just simply out of shock and surprise. So it's one of those things where it's like, how many views will I'm not a huge movie watcher, but I am curious on that second watch if it's gonna be like oh or oh with stuff like that.
Yeah, I seeing him in context, I like it, but also he's doing an animated character voice,
Yes,
but out of a person, and I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that.
Yeah, because
but
in the other clips we'll talk about, there's kind of that energy from other people too. So it's not just like
it is
super
not just
alone
him.
in that.
He is very much in the world of the movie, because I mean the only person who's playing it at all subdued, I think, is Noodle. Out of anyone,
she's our baseline.
She is the normal
she's our
fucking
sanity
person, and everyone else. I mean, the Chocolate Cartel makes Timothée Chalamet look like the most normal man on the planet.
Yes, which was kind of a wild twist. I had a thought. Do you think she chose the name Noodle, or did Wonka nickname her Noodle?
I know she had the name Noodle. We know this from the Mad Libs.
Oh, that's right. It just seemed like a thing he would do. He would be like, "Oh, your name's Claire. No, it's Noodle now."
He pulls out his suitcase, which he calls his travel factory.
I loved that. I did love that.
Finest ingredients in the world, and it has built-in sanitizer.
We love that. The Spanish influenza ain't getting me, bitch.
Yeah. She asked him if he always wanted to make chocolate, and he says no, he wanted to be a magician as a kid. And I was like, oh, here we go.
I was like, that's good. That's good shit right there.
I mean, his stuff's fucking magical. He's nuts. I don't know if he's reality breaking yet. There's nothing in this that's really reality breaking, except for maybe the silver linings candy. But
yeah, I
need to see how it's applied.
Yeah. I could see Paul King kind of doing that thing where it's like, well, it sounds silly, but magic is also science if you think about it. So maybe there could be liquid sunshine, and there could be condensed thunderclouds. I did really like the condensed thunderclouds. I'd like to own that.
It was very magical, and it looked cool.
Yeah, I love the whimsy.
So then we have a good chocolate, which is the Cartel Hoverchoc scene.
Wow,
they try it.
It was like they did a little mini wine tasting with his chocolate that turned into a read, even though they clearly were
very
delighted and enjoying it, but mystified at the same time.
But Slugworth is like, oh no, it's not just chocolate, there's marshmallow. The deliveries on these characters is crazy.
That is so far my favorite line delivery, is the way that Slugworth says marshmallow in his face when he go watch it. It's
the amount of cartoony that this is like Prodnose eats it and then goes cross-eyed. Which I thought was a lot. I was like, okay, I think we're moving out of the realm of reality.
I was
here.
like, Matt, let's
tone it down. I'm glad we were both like,
put your eyes back.
Go back. Stop. Be normal.
Put your eyes back where they belong.
Wonka says he got them from the mallow marshes of Peru. There's also salted caramel, which is salted with the bittersweet tears of a Russian clown.
I love nothing more than silly ingredients.
No, yeah.
I also hate that because, like, how did he buy that, or did he go up to a Russian clown and was like, tell me the saddest day you've ever experienced?
He just bullied a clown for 2 hours.
Yeah. I would watch a 2-hour
I gotta go get my giraffe
that.
milk, and then I gotta bully a clown for 3 fucking hours. I'll be back, guys.
Work never ends.
That's my clown milking room, and I milk the tears, not the teats.
Yes, eyes interesting to milk, but it is doable. They also acted like salted caramel, because he was like caramel, and then Willie goes salted, and they were like, "What? You salted your caramel? Are you crazy?" Everyone in the crowd lost their minds too. I was like, this should surely be a basic assault.
I know.
Caramel.
I was like, this is not crazy.
Wild. Bittersweet tears of a Russian clown. I don't even know what to do with that.
He got some cherries from Japan. I did see he had like some fun branch embroidery on the inner part of his coat.
Yeah.
That was cool. That's classy.
I was like, oh, that's nice.
His coat looks
Are you wearing
lovely.
it inside out? Like,
yeah.
Did he oopsie?
Who knows?
That would be funny.
And then Slugworth does the whole cooking show. I can say without a shadow of a doubt of everything that I've ever tasted, this is the worst. But Wonka does not register it, and he's like, I got an endorsement from the Chocolate Cartel, baby! And then he's like, wait, no!
He's like, hold on a minute there.
The cartel at least puts up a front that they're rivals, but they say they agree that a good chocolate is simple. And they're complaining that it's weird. And Wonka's like, oh, well, you're gonna hate what happens next, which that line felt very Marvel movie to me in the trailers.
Yeah, he seemed genuinely concerned, though. Like, at first, like, not evil moment. He was just like, oh, you're gonna hate what happens next.
Yes, in
And,
context,
yeah,
that line bothered me much less. Because in the trailer, I was like, oh no, don't have your Tony Stark moment, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
in context, I was like, oh no, they are gonna hate what happens next. Like, they literally were like, I don't like your chocolate. It's weird that you put marshmallows in it. And he's like, I'm worried about the next 5 minutes now, you know?
Yeah.
So then the hoverfly kicks in. And Wonka says, I can't figure out what the fuck he said. Were you able to figure this out?
What part was...
It's broken out of its cocoon and flapping its wings like blank. And it sounds like Billia?
Oh, yeah. I hated that the bug was happening inside of them.
Yeah.
I will say, I think I got distracted by it. Let me see. Let's see if the captions say what's going to happen. Tell me more. Spectators gasp. And that's the hoverfly. It's broken out of its cocoon. It's flapping its wings like Billy O. Billy-O. Is this their big bird?
Billy O.
Billy-OH.
Billy
Is this
O.
a phrase he made? Toodle who, Billy O.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He would say toodle who because Billy O is apparently the greatest extent slang dated, mostly in the phrase like Billy-O, the greatest extent or degree of something used in comparisons to indicate a superlative. This is from Wiktionary. Example, I bashed my thumb with a hammer and it hurts like a Billy-O. So he would say toodle who.
He would. What a deep cut. Wow.
It's flopping its wings like Billy-O. I think it's just he sounds like he's talking about a Yu-Gi-Oh card the way he delivers this line.
The emphasis makes it seem like a real. Yes.
I'm like, who the fuck is Billy-O?
Billy-O, use fly. It's super effective.
Then a bunch of the crowd starts taking them because the chocolate crowd is like, who would want a chocolate that makes them fly? And then, of course, everyone's like,
I fucking do. And he's getting, mad bank. My question is the come down gentle or do they all just like drop? Because that's a hard surface to drop on because they're in that market. I
would imagine that it's a soft.
Yeah. We do. I guess we know the syrup now in fizzy lifting drinks. The hoverfly. Just milking the hoverfly.
How many things will Wonka milk in this film or implied to milk?
Ooh. Over under bet. That's exciting. We're so obsessed with the milking. It's like rumored.
No, I don't think it's rumored. I think we got confirmation here, Elaine.
Yes, it's just
you
like...
saw the clip.
No, yeah. Oh yeah, it's just like it's just like what is going on? But yeah, that clip was fun because I guess it showed us like the intensity of the chocolate cartel and like how other people's acting is going to be. That was what made me feel better about the other clip. I feel like if I'd watched that one first, I'd be like, "Eh."
We see the Keegan-Michael Key squad show up, and the clip ends. So that's the end of that. And now on to funny little man, Hughaloompa. Okay, so Wonka is fully pretending to sleep and screams, "Got ya!" when he gets Hughaloompa. And he is very yelly. And then Wonka is like, incredible, he can speak. And this is a moment that I want to touch on. Hughaloompa says, of course I can speak. Let me out of here or I shall shriek. How much is he going to rhyme? How much is he going to rhyme?
Oh, no.
Of course I can speak. Let me out of here or I shall shriek. How much is he going to rhyme?
I love that our first obsession with Hughaloompa is just now turning into disdain.
I didn't hate
God
Hughaloompa in this as much as I did in the second trailer.
Yes, I agree.
He's still not going to be my favorite part of the movie. That's not going to happen.
No, hands down, no.
And I still have my...
I'm devastated.
Grant casting and the way that the Oompa Loompa thing was handled in general.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. Separately and way less important, but I was devastated that Timmy is wearing pants. This is not a nightgown. It's just a long night shirt. Absolutely devastated because I thought he had a nightgown and he has fucking pants, and I like don't know if I can watch this movie now. I had to pause and have a moment with myself. I was not well when I saw those pants. I was like, let him wear a nightgown. He's wearing fucking khakis to bed. Fucking khakis. Are you fucking kidding me? That's so offensive. They're not even flannel. You're gonna put the boy in khakis? He can't afford khakis.
He's just like Mr. Beast to go to
Kidding me?
sleep.
What is
Get out of here.
Glorious Diamond Cole's khaki pants. Anyway, that was like a little silly note I caught.
No, I agree.
We saw a lot of this in the trailer.
Yeah. He basically says, stop being fucking weird and treat me normally, which is good. I'm glad that happened so we can move on. And I did like the line, you have no right to be embottling innocent strangers. I did enjoy that line.
Good.
And Walker's like, innocent? You've been stealing from me for years. And I'm like, years? What horrible things has he seen Timmy Wonka done? That's all I'm gonna say. But I don't like what I just implied.
I zoned out a little bit. I kind of missed it. So
I just realized I accidentally implied something sexual at all about this character, and I just can't picture anything with Timmy Wonka involving sexuality.
Ken doll down
He's
there.
on another
Nothing.
world.
Yeah, he's
he pulls down his pants and wishes and dreams come out.
Honestly, that's a read I could use on a lot of men. That would be
that's actually really funny.
That's really fucking good. Stealing from him for years is also because I thought this was a one-time thing, but now we have a history, not just we have a history here, and that was interesting to learn as well.
Yeah, and then Hughaloompa says, "No, you started it. You're the one who stole our cocoa beans." And Wonka's like, "Huh? What?" So
when your high school bully doesn't remember bullying you.
Oh yeah,
like,
he literally says,
know, sorry.
So you don't even remember the day that you ruined my life. And then wipes away a fake tear, which I did like that. And then all my goodwill for Hughaloompa sucked away as soon as the song started. Because he decides to remind Willy of what happened with a song. And then we get Oompa Loompa Doopity Doo, I've got a tragic tale for you, and it cuts off. And I'm like, I did not want another Oompa Loompa song. I don't miss them. I think they're the worst part of the movie. I don't understand the hype. They're boring as fuck. They're annoying.
Like, honestly, one line to
notes.
introduce could have been fun. Like, Oompa Loompa Doompa Dee Dee.
I wish he would have agreed when Timothée Chalamet said, I don't think I need the song. I think that would have been nice.
Because
wouldn't it have been nice if he kept cutting Hughaloompa off from his songs and then finally he got to have a big moment with his song at the end? That would have been better. Because then we don't have to sit through one of this shit.
You build the shot, you build it. Yeah, I just also don't feel like Hugh Grant can sing. I just don't know if him
and
doing
the dance
this
is not
lofty
exciting.
Character, the dance is silly, and I just also like you said, I'm somebody who I can fully go in on a musical. I can go in on Les Mis, which is basically like an opera. It's nonstop singing, so there's a lot of rhyming and shit. But like, I cannot handle like Dr. Seuss for 2 hours. I will get highly peeved by that. And yeah, which we know he doesn't fully speak in rhymes, but if it Horton Hears a Who
Elaine
can go
fucking
who, what, where, when out of
Seussical.
here. Yeah, I will go on the record as never seen it. I can already tell you, fuck that.
I was in Seussical once. I played a dog and a who. Thank you. I was 5.
A stain upon your
and I went woof.
Whoa. You played meth?
Thank you. I played Max from the
Max.
Grinch. The dog.
Oh,
and I stand on stage and I said,
I don't know how I heard meth.
I don't know how you heard
that's
meth
pretty
either.
solid. You know what? We do love Max, though.
Seussical was like an epidemic of the theater community when I was around, like, when I was starting. Every place. Every few
they're just
years.
like, this is what the kids want to do every single fucking year.
I have to hear
Children
Amazing
Love
Maisie
Rhymes
one more time. I swear to God.
Your villain orc. Your
that
orc?
and Honk. I was gonna say your villain orc.
Your villain orc.
Narts, my villain orc. It got all over the floor.
Narshins attack.
That happens. Now we have a spot from Australia. Which the only reason we talked about this was 2 lines.
Yeah, which
There's a
but
one
they're so
scene exchange
important.
between Hughaloompa and Timmy where Hughaloompas in his little boater outfit or barbershop quartet outfit. It's Dick Van Dyke in the painting scene of
Yes.
Mary Poppins. It's exactly
That's
that
what I
outfit.
thought too.
Timmy says, "I'm gonna need a factory," and he goes, "Oh, good luck with that," and then walks
Yeah.
off.
I don't know if I like the like pretentious. Maybe that's what it is. I just don't like Hugh
Well, it's
Grant's
just the
delivery, and I might just hate this character in general. But yeah, there's no like ups and downs. It's just like ridiculous. I don't know.
Yeah,
A little one note for me
he's
so
playing
far.
Phoenix Buchanan again, but except now we have to root for him, so it's kind of weird, you know?
Yeah.
So now we have the featurette of becoming Wonka, and I'm going to tell you, they were talking about the movie, but it was the most boilerplate stuff. I did not pay any attention to what they were saying. I was just watching the clips that were playing in the background, like
Same.
a little clip
It
show.
was just basic circle jerking.
Yeah. You know, Wonka's such an important property, and it's always been such a dream of mine to work on this project and dreams and wishes. And, you know, I've always thought if Willy would have opened up his pants, wishes and dreams would fly out. You know, those sorts of things is what they said. It was strange to hear Paul King's voice.
Yeah, and
I was like, who
see
is
his
this man?
face. Yeah, I was like, no, you're supposed to be this like mysterious being.
Yeah, who's
That's
ruined
not
my life
real.
for
You're
2
just
years.
like, yeah.
Where's
You
your
haven't
maniacal
really,
laugh?
yelled at Paul. Listen here, Polly boy.
We did. You once threatened to send him an inedible arrangement.
Oh, that's right.
So there's a clip where he throws a coin in the air, standing in front of a grate, tries to catch it in his pocket, clearly misses, and that shit is totally going down the grate. And I'm like, does he stupidly lose like 12 of his silver sovereigns of doing coin tricks?
I really hope so. If that
Because
entire
that would
song
be
is just
such a
him doing
Wonka thing.
stupid shit. Oh, that's so good. I hope that's the case. He like puts it behind someone's ear, but then he like loses it and can't get it back, but nobody knows where the coin actually went. And he's like,
Yeah.
wait, no, I need that back. And it's just actually gone.
There's a
I
clip
love
of
that
him
shit.
going down a tiny ladder with a jump, and it looks like during a song, maybe on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down here 0 minutes 21 seconds. Outfit is wild. Who the fuck is that?
I was like,
He was
down
wearing
Abbey
black
Wonka?
and white.
Like,
I felt like he was auditioning for the Bear, even though they've never worn outfits like that in the Bear. You know, like there was something about this that felt very different. He looks like a wedding caterer.
yeah.
He's in front of a crowd
was
of
just really-
reporters. All the other things, I'm like, that's a Wonka outfit. This, I'm like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, is this from a different movie?
This is a different movie.
Did you
I
get
had
off
the
this?
same thought?
That's what it is. It's fucking Laurie. It just looked like Laurie from Little Women.
That's why
showed
they
up
had
for
to
a
have
minute.
the hat be so impressive, because you don't have Timmy Wonka in a hat and an ascot. Gone.
It's
Absolutely
Laurie.
gone.
It's just Laurie from Little Women.
It really
on a
is just
weird
Laurie.
day. He escaped
Are
containment.
all the Timmy Wonka characters coming back to Timothy Chalamet going through the factory?
Where's fucking Jacques
Jean?
Picardon?
Philippe Desjardins? It's so unsettling.
He's in front of a crowd of reporters, though, which I know I had a prediction about a song with reporters, so I'm optimistic.
I'm curious when this happens.
Yeah.
He's like putting stuff in people's hands, but like secretly it looks like he's
I think he's
distracted and
doing some
shoving a
sort of
goldfish.
heist. This is a prediction I have. I think he's posing as something who's not Wonka, like posing as a caterer. Maybe they don't recognize him when he's not in his cool colors in his hat, because honestly, I don't know if I would.
No,
It's very
yeah,
Superman,
clearly that
the whole
immediately-
thing. Man, I've just pictured Timothée Chalamet with glasses and my brain exploded.
Oh no. Oh, they're like tiny round ones, right? Is
Oh,
what
I
we're
was thinking like
envisioning?
little ones. You know, the very 2000s ones?
Oh god. I wish those had never come back. There's just a lot of 90s stuff that I was like, that should have died for a reason. I'm happy
No.
for everybody, but there's
I
a
remember I
good
used to wear
portion of
tiny
90s
glasses
trend
like that,
just
and I
fucking
switched
don't.
away, and I was like, these are so clearly better. Why the fuck did no one tell me? So mad. And I was like 9 at the time, and I knew it was shit.
Ugh,
Okay,
man.
there's a clip of him going down. Okay, I already said all this. He says, "Truth is, I'm a chocolate maker," and it looks almost bittersweet, like he's having to admit to himself that he's a chocolate maker first and foremost, and not these other things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Wonka dramatically gets himself out of a cart of laundry, like he was sitting in it, or maybe fell into it. I don't know why he's in the cart of laundry.
Yeah, that's well, and that has to be related, obviously, to the wash. Maybe that's how he first meets everybody. He accidentally falls into a tube, or maybe he's trying to hide, and then that's how he meets all the other workers at
Maybe.
the laundromat. He looks very bewildered.
So now we need to talk about the giraffe.
The seducing the giraffe scene.
Yeah, at 0 minutes and 44 seconds, he is alone in a dark room with a giraffe. There is nothing but him and a stool and this giraffe.
It's right. The stool is right by the giraffe.
Right there to get him right.
It's in milking position, if you will say.
It is in milking position. And the fucked up thing is he is dancing with his coat and hat balanced on the cane like it's his dance partner. Giraffe milk song is real.
It's real.
We're getting
it's
a giraffe
happening.
milk song.
Do you know what this means, Felicia?
What?
I gotta re-download Planet Zoo and make a fucking giraffe section.
You were so right. You were so ahead of it. You were playing Planet Zoo connected to Wonka, and you didn't even know there was going to be a fucking zoo in this movie.
I just realized there's going to be a zoo in this. I mean, I know we said it, but that just clicked for me.
No, it didn't hit
that
you.
just
I need you all to understand, the shot of him filled me with fear. Like, it felt like like I was watching the movie Videodrome. To me, it had the same level of impact as some of those scenes from Twin Peaks. This scene, I saw it, and I felt something in my body, like, get uncomfortable. I'm really uncomfortable with the giraffe milking, and I feel like I need to get okay with it, because it's gonna happen, you know? But it just feels...
Because there's a container next to the stool. I just noticed there's a container next. Do you see it? It's like a giant water bottle. There's a container next to the stool. Is he actually going to milk a giraffe? And you know what's going to happen is, if it happens, we're going to get a zoom in on the giraffe's face and then eyes widening and it going, and then we're going to cut scene. And like, that'll be...
You are so right. And we're going to go in the theater. We should scream when he do a coordinated scream when the giraffe gets milked.
A new thing I want us to do, we should try to be like the mood creators, because you know how sometimes you go into a theater and more people are laughing and you're like, I'm gonna laugh more, I'm actually enjoying this, versus people who just, for some reason that crowd wants to be dead silent and it's weird. Like, apparently I had a friend go see the Barbie movie and it was like weirdly quiet.
That is
and it was
what I had happen. So
you were probably the friend. I had this one friend.
I was gonna say, I'm like, is it me? Because that happened to me.
It was you. But we should be like, you know how they hire people to be party hypers? We should make this a horror movie. We should be like, they're flying!
I do think we should let out a yell when the giraffe gets milked. I do think we should applaud when characters come on that no one cares about. When Colin comes on screen, we just start applauding in the theater. Woo!
Oh my god,
it's Colin!
Colin! Woof woof! Look at that. If he's the dog, to be clear, which is our silly little thing we want.
Murray Abrams! Woo!
That's
Alfredo Tamore! Great job, Morty!
The mourner! I can't wait to see him also and be like, hey, we've known about you for so long.
Why?
Oh
I can't believe there's a container next to it. I'm glad you're on board
like
with me. That
Stanley Cup size. Like, it's a big boy.
He's like, this isn't
Wonka
for
has
the
a
chocolate.
Stanley.
This is for me.
Oh no! No, and the Noodle's like, why do you have that? And he's like, I can't admit it. I just drink it on my own. I put it in chocolate and give it to other people. That's an okay response.
Yeah,
it's good to bathe in. Makes your neck longer. It's
like,
fun.
how did he find out it was better? I'm glad that we have had such a build up to the giraffe milk, because I feel like it's getting the time it deserves. And I do think I may make like a bored TikTok about the giraffe milk, because I feel like it's the only thing I feel is worth sharing at this point.
Truly. Yeah. No one else is gonna be as fixated on it as us. We've really
and I'm glad you're on board with me now that like a giraffe is getting milked in this film. And I thought it was fake a little bit.
I had totally missed the stool. I'd seen the giraffe, but I was focused on Timmy dancing with his own clothes.
You know, I think a good trait of every Wonka is that every Wonka would fuck their own clone.
Sorry, I had to pivot because before you said clone, we had heavily been talking about giraffes.
No.
And I was like, in every universe, a Wonka would fuck an animal? I don't know where we're going with this. Yeah, no, 100% they'd fuck themselves. The clone, yeah, that's fine.
So him dancing with the coat balanced on the cane like it's his dance partner, as if he's dancing with himself, just felt very accurate to me.
Yeah, it just felt really sad. It's like, wow.
You're doing all
You should
this before you
Go
milk
on
the
the
giraffe?
apps or something. You gotta warm
This
up
is
those
a
pants.
pre-giraffe milking song. We're gonna be watching this, and every time he gets close to the giraffe, it's gonna be like, oh.
Is that happening? Is that happening? What could he possibly be singing about in that scene?
That's what
the
I'm
hell is
thinking.
he singing about?
Is he talking about his old mentor who taught him how to milk a giraffe, right?
The zookeeper was a keeper of knowledge.
I'm really scared they're gonna put one of those innuendos in this song, and we're just gonna have to
It
sit
felt
there
like
and take
silk as I went to milk the giraffe.
Nope.
Filled up a carafe.
Okay, here's the thing, guys. If there's no giraffe milking song, we'll write the goddamn giraffe milking song. Because what is he getting so swept up in the fantasy of being in a room with a giraffe that he just has to dance? Like, because if there has to be a song, because if there's not a song, why the fuck is he doing that? Is that his pre-milk ritual?
I would be afraid of a giraffe hurting me, which is not something you actively think about because but they're really tall horses and they have knees.
And
Those
here's
are
the
knobby
thing.
knees.
There's got to be something about this that doesn't go well because we know there's a giraffe that runs through buildings.
Yeah.
Does he agitate the giraffe? Does he purposely let out the giraffe?
Feed them? Ooh,
Maybe he's getting them as part of
her
a routine. Maybe the zoo doesn't treat the animals very well, and he has taken it under himself to treat the animals better, and then gets the milk from him. I would be okay with. That's okay to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, just like walking up to the giraffe like he knows them.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he. Well, like you said, that maybe he's seen the giraffe in the daytime, and it's like, I connect with you. And then that's when we make Simon Farnaby have his like night out chocolate, and then he's like, I'm going to befriend the animals. Wait, teats.
I did think, what if
that's how
Timothée
we go.
Chalamet accidentally ate a big night out candy? Because that would explain the dancing.
Oh, that would be good.
And I think that'd
What
be
if he takes it
entertaining.
every day? What if it's like a issue? You know,
I do think having Timmy Wonka get drunk off his ass would be very entertaining.
I would love that so much.
Do
Actual
you think
Wonka's
the
on
chocolate
drugs?
cartel are going to use one of his chocolates against him?
Yeah, I like that. They're for sure going to try. Someone's going to try to get drugged. I feel like a lot of people are going to try to drug Timmy. Probably because it'll be hard to know if he's on drugs or not based on how
everything about him
he is, you know. So,
all right, I think that was a good
I
15
like
minutes on giraffe milk. He
Beautiful.
has a candle. That's a note I wrote. He had a candle. And then he's running through the street in the caterer outfit. And then Hughaloompa says, I'm not going to let you out of my sight, Willy Wonka. So there you go. And then there was a trailer from Twitter that was like somebody filming their TV, so I don't know where it's from.
Yeah, that was wild.
But it had Father Julian. So Noodle asks Father Julian for a piece of chocolate for a starving orphan, and he denies her one, but then immediately eats one. So that's just a bit of Father Julian lore. Wonka uses the hat and has it full of candy and launches it into the crowd. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was another hat. The hat has more power than we expected.
In the fact that it can hold things like many hats can.
Yes.
And then Father Julian says in the confession booth, it was just a bit of chocolate. And then Hughaloompa shows up and says, correction, it was actually my chocolate. And then throws a glass jar at his head, which has some sort of floating chocolate football with 3 dots in it. And I had a weird thing where I was like, is this a bomb of flamingos? And I'm like, that makes no fucking sense, Felicia. But
a bomb of flamingos.
like he's throwing it at his head and that'll release the flamingos that we see flying through a building. But I don't know.
I'm just thinking about.
But the flamingos are at the zoo, so he's harnessing them both from the zoo.
Yeah, I like that we got to see more of the clergyman, little bishop boy. But yeah, no, that was a thrilling. A con shall be made.
Some beef between the two of them, you know.
Because Noodle is like British suddenly. She's like, I'm an orphan and I've never had chocolate before.
Oh yeah, she's in a big cloak too.
Yeah.
So that's all of our big clips. I did go back through our predictions just to see, because I figured it was time to dip back in because it's been a few weeks and we've learned a lot more stuff. Just getting some out of the way. Timmy Wonka will run up a hill in the trailer. Officially false. I mean, if we get a third trailer and it changes, I can change it later. But for now,
yeah, we're not having hills. Yeah.
Timmy Wonka will make a candy that has way bigger impact on the world than the film wants to address. I marked this as correct because Silver Linings is absolutely that. There's no way.
Oh my god, yeah.
Weird romance between Olivia Colman and Tom Davis. I predicted at one point, and that's correct. If the Mad Libs are anything to go by, it's happening.
Yeah.
For you, Elaine, Jim Carter teaches Willie to make the chocolate. I put that as false. If he gives Wonka crucial insight, we can put it in the right area, but I'm guessing not.
Okay. Yeah.
There will be Wonka flashbacks. Correct.
Yes.
I mean, if it happens at the beginning of the film and never flashes back, though, is it a flashback? For our
probably
purposes,
not,
yes.
but it can be close.
Yeah. But I'm assuming there will be,
Yeah. There has to be a moment.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I feel
And then this is a big one. There will be a figure/doll of Noodle holding a bunch of balloons, and the Funko Pop did have her holding a bunch of balloons, so you get your little points there.
Look at
So our
that.
stats of where we're at right now, 15% of my predictions have been reckoned on, 10% are correct, and 3% are wrong. There's other percentages in there, but Elaine, 12% of yours have been reckoned on, and 5% are correct, and 6% are wrong. So, and the missing predictions are somewhere in the middle. So, and then I did split up our predictions to the ones that we did together. Our joint predictions are 29% right. We've only done 7 of them and only reckoned 29% of them. But hey, that's not bad.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Exactly. But there we go. That's where we're at right now. It does seem like I do think it is funny that as much as both of us have been completely random and not thinking very hard with our predictions, that for some reason I don't feel too bad because I've done more research.
Fucking insane. Yours have been the Cartel will go down in history.
The Italian mobster element and the fact that my dog one wasn't totally wrong is still crazy to me.
It's wild. Absolutely wild. We just got to get a fish slapping somebody, and I'll be a happy gal.
Who knows? Maybe Simon Farman Bieber has a fish suit and he dresses up.
If you can milk a fish.
Hey, if I said on episode 8, Timothy Chalamet's gonna milk a fucking giraffe, y'all would have said I was crazy. Maybe it's not that far-fetched. So, with that being said, predictions.
Prequel predictions? I actually have one, kind of ready.
Me too.
We kind of actually touched on it a little bit, but I think at one point Wonka will leave behind either an ingredient or a candy by accident. Someone will get into it and not great things will happen. Yeah. Use it against him, or I'm thinking a bad reaction occurs. They're like, oh no, I'm dancing all night now. Or bad things will happen because he left it behind kind of ambiguously. I like the idea of it's either that happens or it's used against him. Maybe that's how.
Are you okay if I make the specific prediction that the Chocolate Cartel will use his own chocolate against him? Because I feel like that's slightly different. I'm thinking they're purchasing
I think that's fair.
them,
Yeah.
And he's like, oh my god, they're purchasing the chocolate. And they're like, no, bitch. And they're doing a mafia thing, Oh,
yeah. Well, we know they steal his recipes. Will there be
playful
so I think
torture
that checks out.
in the film? Playful torture?
Playful torture. Google that, everybody. Have fun. But I know what you mean.
Cartoon violence torture.
Is, he has to be, Keegan-Michael Key, I'm assuming he's eating Wonka's chocolate.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna, right. It's not gonna be the other guy's chocolate unless they pay him in chocolate.
Oh,
but
yeah. Okay, my prediction, I think that Timothy Chalamet is going to disguise himself. Timmy Wonka, not Timothy Chalamet. Timmy Wonka is going to disguise himself in some final bid to take over the Chocolate Cartel. I think, or something with that. That's what his outfit is at the end. I think this might be happening when we've seen him running through the street. There's that seafood truck that goes in. I'm thinking that's for some reason related. This is the flamingos. You remember when the flamingos are eating all the shit out of the truck? Do you remember that from trailer 1?
Yeah.
I think that's happening at the same time as this, because the lighting looks the same, as same general setting. That's not really my prediction. I'm just more setting the scene, which is why I think that. I think this is his big revenge. And he has disguised himself to be unrecognizable as, and I'm saying as some sort of caterer, but not necessarily that. Not necessarily that, but to me it looks like a catering outfit.
I fully support that.
Maybe the Chocolate Cartel's having their big, Met Gala, It
just reminds me of Nick Cage pretending to be a waiter so he can get the fingerprints on the glass when he's trying to steal the Declaration of Independence so that they can break it and get it because they're celebrating.
It's something like that. He's doing it for some bigger purpose, There's a reason he's in that outfit. It's not a fashion choice.
No, there is a reason behind it. I like it. I agree with you.
That's terrible.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, my dreams and wishes can't fit into these pants.
Oh no. Wow. Well, what a hootin' tootin' rootin' episode.
We found the fun.
That's sort of like the end of like a PBS show. I don't know.
We found the
We
fun.
found the fun. And the fun was giraffe milk.
Giraffe
always.
milk. As always.
Um,
Notes.
Yeah, no, we learned a lot. We confirmed a lot. At the same time, I feel like we learned nothing, even though we did. You know, I feel like I've already seen the movie.
I feel like we should have been more excited. The more we learn about this, I feel like our reaction to the movie is going to be like, "Yep, it was a film," and then we're just going to be like, "Moving on."
Check, we did it.
How
Yep,
how long do you think our discussion post film is going to be about the giraffe milk? Because I think it's going to be a solid 20 minutes.
I feel like that, and then it's just our experience of like how we felt physically being in the theater, not so much the movie, but like the things happening around us.
Don't be surprised when, a few weeks after the movie, you get the fully unpacking the giraffe milk scene on your feed.
Yeah.
Because it's our
there will
thing
be a
now, and
moment.
we're fixated on it.
That's what we're doing. My dog agrees.
Well, thank you everybody for listening to this episode of Wonka Watch. If you enjoyed the podcast, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Wonka Watch. You can send us an email at wonkarapture@gmail.com. You can also support us on buymeacoffee.com/WonkaWatch. You can buy us coffee, or you can join our membership. And if you join our membership, we do a fun little song, and you get access to all sorts of fun little bonus content like commentary tracks and videos, and mostly those two things. But this month, we're doing Sense and Sensibility. And it'll probably be out. Yes.
It's got our favorite Hugh Mungo Grant.
John Mungo Grant.
But Alan Rickman, Emma Thompson, Kate Winslet. It's my God. Banger.
But with that being said, nothing about this felt important. I don't even feel like I have to lie. Timothée Chalamet's brown belt from Francesca's is not important. The Wonka Converse collab is not important. The president is not important.
Literally the canon videos that are arguably important, we somehow made them not important.
No. Yeah.
We like damaged it.
We degraded them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just by our presence. It's not that important. What was important? Our friendship was important.
Our friendship.
The fact that we found joy in this episode was important.
And we worked really hard. We had a good pep talk with each other beforehand.
Yeah. We were like, we're going to find the fun
proud
today.
of us.
And we found the fun.
And we found the fun.
But at the end of the day, it's not that important.
It's not that important. Bye.
Toodle hoo.
Fuck you.